This is insane. Walking right now, there's a cop right next to me. And then a lot of cars. Privacidad and privacy. Surveillance, our phone, our computers. And I thought I was going crazy. I always felt like someone was watching me or something. You know, it's weird. Okay. Well, I curse. Not me. All you are curse. All of you. Who press that button, who kill the people. That's what's coming for you, boo. You already know it. This is your confirmation, motherfucker. It's taming the beast. Because I don't have a normal life with all of this happening. It's like people just switch it off. I don't know how to do that. So I'm just walking, trying to, mental health. But I'm just like, I cannot be gaslight anymore about the shit. And that's the point. Abusers do this. We have to learn from our karmic lessons. And one of those karmic lessons that we all have in common is narcissism.
Breaking news for the second day in a row, Israel has committed a terrorist attack in Lebanon due to exploding electronics. This time it is exploding phones, walkie-talkies, and even laptops and other forms of electronics. These images are the initial pictures taken on the ground, highlighting the destruction of Israel's terrorist attack. As you can see, it is indiscriminate, exploding in various places such as homes, parking lots, and even markets. Once again, this highlights Israel's insatiable appetite for committing terrorism in West Asia, as well as the West's complicitness and support of this terror.
انفجرت بقلب الربيط.
Something that I think is really worth noting as we continue seeing news coming in from Lebanon regarding so-called Israel's latest attack is that it is a mass disabling event. Like, as of right now, there are 11 dead from the reporting that we have, but there are thousands who are in over 150 hospitals throughout Lebanon, right? Over 400 of those people are in critical condition. Like, Israeli occupational forces detonated thousands of pagers across Lebanon, right? And a lot of the injuries that they're seeing in these hospitals now are injuries to the face, the stomach, the hands, areas like that. Those thousands of people may see their lives permanently changed, or at least changed for a significant period of time as they deal with rehabilitation from their injuries, possibly permanent disfigurement, the loss of limbs, right? A lot of these people may be dealing with amputations, stomach problems resulting from the injuries themselves, the loss of hearing, things of this nature. All of those things have serious impacts, not just on those individuals, but on their families, on their communities, as they try to wrestle with the new realities that is brought from that kind of violence and the injuries that are resultant from it. Like, I think a lot of us don't really think about that. We see the injury total and we're like, wow, that's a lot of injuries. But like, think of the long-term needs of so many of these people, the healthcare infrastructure that is going to be required to care for and rehabilitate these people. Some of them, again, will be permanently changed. For the rest of their lives, they're going to be dealing with problems stemming from this attack. And that mass disabling event isn't like an isolated incident, right? Like, we have seen these sorts of things occur time and time again over the decades as a direct result of Zionist settler colonialism. When so-called Israel is dropping bombs on Palestinians, is shooting up Palestinian buildings, is ethnically cleansing entire communities, is waging entire wars against other nations in the region, like Syria or Egypt, so many people are adversely affected by that, and even if they do not die, see their lives permanently change, sometimes at a very personal, like physical or mental level. It's why the fight for Palestinian liberation is, amongst so many other things, a key struggle in the fight for disability justice. The violence that is wrought from this colonial entity is one that creates these mass disabling events over and over and over again, permanently changing the lives of so many, not just in Palestine, but across the region, while simultaneously the Israeli occupational military, as well as settlers, target medical infrastructure that so many Palestinians with disabilities or with these extra needs really require or benefit from directly. This kind of violence, this colonial violence, is a naked, horrific sort of violence that affects every single colonized person. And for people who have disabilities, or for people who are made disabled as a result of this sort of activity, this colonial violence, it has a real effect on their day-to-day lives. It's something that I think is really worth noting as we continue seeing this mass violence coming out of this colony, as we continue seeing Israelis and Zionists commit these horrific acts. And it's also why, if you are an advocate for disability justice, you should be an anti-Zionist, and you should be calling for an end to Zionist settler colonialism, not just in Palestine, but the region broadly. Because it's important to remember that so-called Israel is also actively occupying Syrian and Lebanese land right now. All of that to say, it's just something really worth noting as we continue trying to analyze the scope of harm done as a result of this colonial activity. But yeah, as always, free Palestine, Assalamu alaikum, and have a great day.
So, how do you beat a narcissist in their own game? You don't play. They're trying to prove a point. Whoever you are, and I know they're doing with the Hezbollah, I get it. It's to provoke them to see, they're barbaric. They're doing that to us, but they just did it, right? So right away they're trying to get the Hezbollah, Hamas, or any other person to retaliate, to fight, to, because they're losers. They're pathetic losers. They don't know how to fucking lose. You're gonna pay for everything, motherfucker. Everything. I swear to God. I swear to God. And the thing is, they think that this makes us weak, or that we're gonna stop, right? No. Thank you. This is the ammunition that we exactly fucking need. Everyone is gonna wake up. And I'm telling you, confirmation. Good luck with that. 8-point-something billion? You're scared, right? That's what you do in your gang, your little cubs, and little bullshit. Yeah, you should be. You are not God. You will never be. Ever. God's revenge is much sweeter, so I would just let it play out. Let them dig their own graves. They're already doing it, though. Thank you. Now nobody's gonna buy the iPhone 16. Why? Because nobody wants to be fucking monitored. Nobody wants to kill innocent children with our own money, with our consent. Nobody wants a genocide, multiple, just for the motherfucking rich to get richer, and we get poor, and we suffer more while they benefit from killing children, butchering. No, that's enough. There's a video going around that these people have a year to get the fuck out of Palestine. They get the fuck out. Yep. Lease is due. Time is due. Karmic debt. Gotta pay. Right? Let's do the whole abuse capitalism back to you, right? Let's give it back to you and see how that feels. See how that tastes like. God has some serious facture. Is that how you say it? Factura? Like bill. Oh yeah. He's ready. Are you? So yeah, you know what's really funny? That yeah, it's been hard to get this message across. It's just funny how the abusers think that there's no limit, like people don't have boundaries and have limits and know how to think for themselves and advocate for themselves. Like everybody is sovereign, you know what I'm saying? Like enough is enough, you know, like there's a limit. Like these people are trying to see like how far they can go, just like any abuser or narcissist, right? They're trying to get away with their abuse, how far they will take it, and then after they see how far they will take it to get a reaction out of you, to get you to some type of way, they will look at other people and say, look, see, that's what I told you. Look at them. They're whatever it is that they're making up about you. So same way racist people do that, right? Because they don't want to be looked at as racist. They don't want to, but they are racist, right? Because you do fucked up shit to people just because you feel some type of way about their color, culture, and stuff like that. And that's wrong, right? And we need to create an environment now in the new earth where that's not allowed. That, I don't know, could be illegal. Just, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Let me know what you think. Because we need to create some boundaries around here, okay, about this, right? And just like all of us, when we learn to survive narcissistic abuse and stuff like that, and all kinds of weird ass shit, is people, you know what I'm saying? They don't have a limit. Like abusers don't have a limit. They don't. They just want to see how far they can take the abuse, how far you can take it. And for others of you, you have people who are very racist who already think that, people of color can take it even more. That builds resistance for them. And, they have that slave colonial disgusting mentality, right? This is why we have to decolonize, because colonization is like really deep and intense and unconscious, right? And we need to make it conscious, right? This is why decolonization and Christ consciousness are not really separated. They're the same. They're like, but unfortunately, Christianity has a very dark past, right, with indigenous. So that's why it's like tainted and kind of hard for people to see it like that. But that was, obviously orchestrating and programming condition, because it does benefit. They use that to colonize and enslave people and exploitation and steal resources, right, and people's talents and futures, right, with the whole murdering spree, right? Yeah, we are watching psychopath murders, leaders, governments, and stuff like that. And that too, that's like the sickness thing is that a lot of us intuitive seers, we saw a couple nights ago all together, I'm pretty sure, but you've been guided to talk about this, that for some of us who are advocates, who have dreams about this, not necessarily, it could be any dreams. A lot of us are getting intense signs and symbols. Yeah. We heard them laugh, right? Like, this is funny for them, what they've done, right? And this is like, we see it also, it's not even like, we see it in the dreams and then we go to Telegram and we see this IOF accounts or any of their accounts and we just feel disgusted, right? Because we know the truth and then we see them and we see the media, how they lie about, like, these people are exposing themselves. So I feel like it is expected for the resistant to do something, and absolutely who are me to judge? That's their decision, but I feel like this is a tactic of abuse and narcissist, sadist, abuser. Because when they're losing, when they know that their narrative's changing, when people are seeing them for who they really are, they get, creative, but not in a good way. I would say desperate. So this is some form of desperation, right? Using our phone and stuff like that, and laughter. So it's like some form of a fear mongrel kind of tactic, right? Or the other tactic where if you don't stop, I will do this, to, you know what I'm saying, like, to kind of like a threat, right? So this is the energy right now where, and now that too, it's like they knew that the UN was going to tell them that they have a year. Yes, it happened, absolutely. But for a lot of us, we have to wait and see. But this is not a full win. There's no winning. This is it's just the liberation of Palestinian, and they will get to decide what to do with their freedom. Okay, we don't get to decide that. So I'm nobody. I'm just messenger and someone who is helping advocate for them and continue the liberation, not just the Palestinian, Congo, Sudan, and Lebanon, and Syria, and all the other ones, right? Like, this imperial US empire and all these disgusting colonial, disgusting stealers, yes, because they're land stealers, right? This is why land back is very important, especially because most of indigenous need to be having their say, especially because this is their land, right? And I feel like that's what it is the karmic debt. Like, they paid a lot, and a lot of people are living off, and that's it. Like, in Gaza, they kill a lot of people, right? And that's, you can't ever take that back. You can never get that back. So right now is, we have to let them decide what they do with their freedom. But yeah, Israel has a year to get the fuck out. Rightfully so. Of course, like, if you're like killing, wiping out, trying to ethnic cleanse people, genocide and stuff like that, and then like have the whole empire to like gaslight everybody and bully everybody because we are calling you us because you are murdering people, that's wrong, right? When is it that now is that because of Israel is going to be considered like okay to do that?
To interview Miko Palette, and I'm still thinking about this concept that he shared that really hit home for me around being unapologetically honest in your advocacy for Palestine. Because if I'm being honest with myself right now, I have not always been unapologetically honest. I have been very apologetic throughout my life about existing as a Palestinian and offending people as a Palestinian and speaking up for other Palestinians and sharing my family story because I'm going to make people uncomfortable, or people are going to assume I'm anti-Semitic, or people are going to think that my mere existence means that Jews are going to die. And that's a terrible way to live so many years of your life. I lived like that into my 30s. And I just agree with Miko. Like, it's time to be unapologetically honest. I can't change what's happening to Palestine. I can't not speak about what's happening to Palestine to make other people comfortable, particularly people that will whitewash and make excuses for the genocide of Palestinians. I can no longer put your comfort ahead of our deaths and ahead of our own dignity as Palestinians. I'm just done. I lived so much of my life with the fear of being called an anti-Semite because I'm not a bad person, and I would feel terrible if somebody said that I'm an anti-Semite. That's awful. There is no place for anti-Semitism, especially in the fight for Palestinian freedom. But I'm not going to let that hang over my head anymore because I know who I am, I know what I stand for, and I know what I believe in. And you can no longer wave that threat in front of me or anybody else to get us to shut up about 76 years of apartheid, ethnic cleansing, and genocide. We're done. Hear it from Miko.
Yeah, well, that's probably the most difficult question. But I think that a good place to start is to be unapologetically honest. People always say, well, I can't really talk about this because I have a son-in-law or a neighbor or a friend or somebody who's Jewish. So because they're Jewish, they get a pass? I don't get it.
Yeah.
If they were if they're anti-Semitic, if they were white supremacist, if they're any other sort of racist, if they were expressing other types of racism, would they get a pass too? I mean, I don't get it. This whole notion that people get a pass for being racist because they're Jewish is absolutely ludicrous. The entire this entire initiative of the Zionist state in Palestine is a racist, genocidal, structure. They get a pass because of the Holocaust? How does that even begin to make sense? But that's how people see it. And serious, intelligent people say this to me every day. There's almost not a day goes by where somebody doesn't say that.
It's okay to genocide? Fuck off. Fuck Israel. Fuck all these motherfuckers. And I was not coughing today. They don't want me to say this, but it's what it is. They're losing. They're losing. So yeah, so basically it's that. They're doing this to see how far they can go, but also to put in the news and the media. Like, you see, this is how. The same way that, remember when that time that we're throwing thing on the sky and then they responded and then they did the right thing. And it's the same thing, like that time. I don't know when that happened, but it happened recently. But 2 attacks at the same time is terrorist attack. One yesterday, one today. Like, literally coming out of like work and seeing all these things, I was like, what the fuck? I just recorded one for the one from yesterday, and now like, what the? These people are like desperate. This is pedazo. They should be. They're scared. They should be. Now they give you an excuse, guys. I mean, told you. Now don't buy the fucking new phone, because now you know. It's gonna have a bunch of shit that you don't fucking want. Privacy and shit. We need to figure out ways and codes to fucking. We need some good hackers around to. Fuck it. There's ways. Come on, guys. There's ways. Be stupid. There's ways. There's ways. Buy old phones. Stop buying new ones. That's it. Let's make them like sweat. Like, don't give them any money. We have the power. Like, you guys, like, you hold the cookie. A lot of y'all, like, for real. Use that. They know it. We have so much power if you have self-control and restrict yourself and don't conform by anything. Don't fall into the abuser's trap as well. Just ignore. A lot of y'all, you're gonna have a lot of Ziopedos and, fucking disgusting psychopath supporters and stuff like that. Today I've seen like a lot of cops everywhere here, like more than usual. And I'm like, okay, I see. Like, here, they know. Montreal is full of them here. Yeah, and they all land in the occupied Palestine. Here, they're super protected of these motherfuckers. They're all racist people here. All of them. Most of them. France, Germany. Yeah. Now we find out there's like 900 fucking Nazis are like disgusting fuck. So yeah. I'm really sorry for those who, my Jewish community, my anti-Zionists. Continue supporting Palestine, okay? Continue doing the right thing. Okay? And yeah. It's good that you know too, because you're the real Jews, So here in Montreal today, they have decided to keep people distracted. So yesterday, I wasn't supposed to take the metro, the subway, for some of you who don't know what metro is. I just parked somewhere and took it in the morning, because I have to go somewhere. And exactly at the same time, 9 something in the morning, we were inside the metro and we had to all of us evacuate here in Montreal, Canada. Okay, this was the 17th September 2024. And it happened at the same time that, oh, there's a smoke. They were saying in the intercom thing in the metro, like, oh, there's a smoke, so for your safety, just get out. We have to evacuate immediately. And it was like for an hour, 2 hours, and we didn't know what was going on. And we're like, what the hell? So once we go out, we find a way, and then they were like, okay, it's fixed, so we went back. But we didn't know what was going on. And during that time, when I finally was able to go where I needed to go, I get the news on social media that at the same time, around in the morning in Lebanon, there were explosions, like pagers and stuff like that, exploded in specific areas in Lebanon and Syria. So I was like, how did that end up happening here? And they were saying like it was smokes and stuff like that. I was like, they would not do this here, right? Right? But the thing is, if they're able to do it there, what makes all of y'all think that they can't do it here? Right? Okay, and then today, we're the 18th September, 2024, and today, here in Montreal, they're trying to distract the people because people are asking questions, for sure, about what happened yesterday. So today, this royal, they're keeping saying it in the radio. I don't know if
Tupperware parties or did recently. Did you?
Yeah.
Either way, the company is going bankrupt after 78 years in business. The brainchild of Earl Tupper.
Yeah, a lot of business going bankrupt, you know where, right? Yeah, they got evacuated in a year. But the point is not that, is that today in here in Montreal, they want to distract people. And we know of that because here there was supposed to be the iPhone 16, I think it's supposed to be come out today. And there's like protests and stuff, so they're trying to distract the people. So the UK or Royal Navy or something like that decided to bring some fucking cool planes to run around for 2 hours, like flying in the sky and stuff, somewhere in the old port or somewhere here in Montreal. Like, oh, bring your kids and stuff. It's on the radio, like, bring your kids after school, you can come see, blah blah blah. I was like, oh, how convenient. Like the area downtown where people can go to the Apple store, like they're just looking at the planes, like, oh, that's so cool. Like war criminal planes, right, from colonizers, right? And oh, they just happened, oh, there's an Apple store. Oh. Like, this is their delusion. That's how racist countries work. That's how they do it. Especially the ones where they have most of their little cult. Yeah. So that's something I was reading on the radio, and I was like, oh. Shout by Tears for Fears. Come on. I know that YouTube already has been like cutting my finances, so it's fine. Like, I don't own the rights of the song, okay? But their excuses of YouTube now is like, oh, the song that you have in the background, we'll take out the money. It's like, oh, okay, sure. Anything for censor suppressing, for them not to see the evidence of what their money is invested, supporting, and and they're getting money from that, right? But it's short-lived because it's dirty blood money, and it's just accumulating comic debt. That, yeah, it's like, this is the year of justice, so it's not gonna be like, hey, you just made it easier for everybody else to wake the fuck up, so like nobody's gonna be doing the same thing anymore, you know? And systems are going to change. They will, gradually. But shout, ready or not, these are the days that you do it now. Come on, I'm talking to you. Come on, shout. You see, I told you guys, the universe. Tears for Fears is called. Shout, you're the universe. Holy Spirit, glory be to God. They want you guys to retaliate, to have a reaction, so that they could say, see, I told you so. This is how they are. This is how they do. This is what they do. But it's just to validate an illusion or something that they already made up in their, or told other people, right? Like defamation of character, right? It's not working. It's not gonna work. Yeah, so for a lot of you, just maintain your composure, like that lady, like when that guy was like, oh, do you support Hamas? Do you support Hamas? And she was like literally, like she's like, anyways, she's like the leader of, anyways, this video.
The Senate held a hearing on hate crime today, and this is what it looked like.
I think it's exceptionally disappointing that you're looking at an Arab American witness before you and saying you support Hamas.
You know what's disappointing to me?
I do not
you
support
can't
Hamas.
Bring yourself
I do
to
not
say
support Hamas.
You don't
or
support UNRWA. You don't support Hamas. You don't.
I was very clear in my support for UNRWA.
Hezbollah, and you don't support Iran. You should hide your head in a bag.
Only in America can we have a hearing to raise awareness for hate crime while actively committing hate crimes. This is the U.S. Senator of Louisiana, John Kennedy. This man is a blatant racist. These are the type of situations that really bother me because he is allowed to get away with and do whatever he wants. But if she had any reaction, she is now representing an entire Arab community. Someone like her in a position of power has to tiptoe around every little thing she says because she knows it can be used against her. Meanwhile, this Nepo baby slumlord is over here talking over her, disrespecting her, and getting to do whatever he wants. Her reaction to the disrespect that she was shown is actually what a real leader looks like.
See, I told you, describing doesn't do justice. Better to see it in real life proof. Isn't that amazing? Wow. The real truth and clarity and no confusion and straight to the point. Reality, the truth in your face, right? Even the ones that are uncomfortable, because the ones that are really uncomfortable to see, that's the one we need to look at. That's the one that we are seeing how these people in power are capable of. Their psychopathic insanity, right? Their obsession with power, greed, and money. They will do anything. They will sell their fucking huevos, like, for fucking pesos, right? Like, or they don't care who they kill, who they die for a little bit of money, right? Not a little bit, this is a lot. But then again, it's also stolen from those taxpayers that hardcore labor money. It's disgusting. Honestly, every day I'm more like disgusted of these countries, this reality, which is that too. It's like, okay, if you're tired, then do something about it, right? So we've been trying to do that, and the Palestinians have been trying to get the hell out of that for 76 years. And you see how long it took us, 11, almost 12 months to get to this point where the UN is like, okay, no, that's enough, like, right? And the more that's unfortunate I got today was that seeing Canada being asked in it, like, no. It's like, fuck, what a shame. I'm just letting you know, any of those countries that said no to genocide, I just want to let you know that those people, they don't talk about, like, it's not about the population in those areas. Like, I'm pretty sure the population of those countries are as much disgusted as you are, as we are, because they don't talk for the people. Like, in Canada, like, that shit, that's not the people. Like, that shows like, oh, you see, they don't care. Like, no. Have you seen the organized and strategy and all this stuff, the protests, the encampment, all the shit that we've been doing here? Like, what? Excuse me? And I know that that's kind of like to deter, like, that's what, you know, that's what they do. Like, that's what racist people, abuser, narcissists do. Like, let me put her down, let me show them, like, you know, I'm like, no, bitch, they still went through. It still went through. Like, oh, okay, you voted that? We see you. We see you, Canada. We see you, USA. We see you, motherfucking occupied Palestine, that you are done. No more Israel. Glory be to God. I told you, God has other ideas about that place. And, yeah. Free Palestine. But we have to continue with Free Congo, Free Sudan. We still have to, how do we help Sudan and Congo? Stop fucking buying diamonds and stop buying the new phone. That's the easiest way to help. That's the laziest way, honestly. I was like, yo, man, that's lazy. So now you guys gotta do the work. After everybody has been doing like the Sudanese, Congolese, and Palestinian like non-stop. Now it's like, okay, well, now we take a I was talking about that the other day, like in the roads, how here they create roads that are obnoxious for obnoxious people, like righteous and really egotistical people. Like there's roads that like you could be in traffic just going for the same lane, and then you see there's roads that are made so other people can go in front of you so they don't have to do the line. But it's like, that's skipping the line. Like we did the whole thing and then they just go in front, and most of these people are people with really fancy cars, and you can tell like they just feel entitled, you know. Always trying to skip the line or surpass, or trying to, that's what I told you guys, you can't skip steps, especially with the colonization or spirituality. For those who are like, oh, I'm too spirituality, and I keep telling you guys, you are a spirit here having a human experience. Spirituality is you, like for real. And we all trying to get into Christ consciousness. That's the whole point of the colonization as well. This is why they're heavy attacking that as well in education and everything. This is why, you know, they're retaliating, because the plan that they wanted to become Palestinians, at least the Ziopedos, right? Because Jews, real Jews, anti-Zionists, they love their identity, and I love that about them. They love their culture before all this bullshit, before the whole 1948. Like, I speak with a lot of people. They are the one who changed my perspective in October 7, because I was really like, and they were like, no, let's not. Because they are working with like anti-Semitism. It's not okay, all right? But it's just that the Ziopedos, you know, to again abuse their tactics and narcissists, turn it into projection. So it's kind of like a masquerade, like, but you're attacking Jews. I'm like, no, I'm not attacking Jews. I'm not attacking. I'm doing anti-Semitic stuff, you know. So yeah, it's laundry day, you know. And it's the overthinking and the, well, not just overthinking, but also spirit, like trying to calm, you know. And this was something that I was thinking about, that you cannot really cope from this stuff. Yeah. It's like you, and that's what they want too. Like, the oppressors want you to completely lose your mind and get tired and you know, and the constant, like, it's exhausting, the constant, like, trying to advocate for yourself, right? Like trying to show evidence or speak up, you know. Like for a lot of people who are stuck in like abusive relationship and stuff, like it's kind of like that, right? Like you don't know, like, you know, you find a way, right? But it takes time. But this has taken 76 years. Like, shame on us, you know. Like, this country and a lot of people, it shows how racist they are and how important it is to decolonize, you know, how important anti-racism is, you know. So this is just a test, whoever could be watching through my phone or something, because a lot of people are like, oh, that's crazy, you know. I'm like, yeah, is it crazy now? All these people that think because I put stickers on my phone and stuff to cover cameras and stuff on the front and shit, they all get weirded out. And I'm like, I've seen the fucking CEO of the fucking Facebook covering his fucking camera. Like, bitch, why do you cover your fucking phone? Yeah. And try it as much as you can. Turn off the what's it called? It's like the location. You turn off the location, and yeah, as much as you can, and you know, go around. Like, yeah, but it's not that simple. I feel like this is, God keeps confirming clearly it's been planned for a long time. He's been warning you guys. It's been 11 months. Are we deaf? I don't know. It's like on purpose too. Like, I feel bad too, because I was like, you know, I blame people that silence it, but a lot of them is like the video has been completely suppressed and not to show them. It's purposely done.
Hey, my cell phone did not explode yet, so I'm still alive. But seriously, people, you need to be careful. There is no way back after what happened in Lebanon in the previous 2 days. Israel now is intentionally, shamelessly without any fear of any kind of responsibility in front of the whole world, exploiting the technology that all of your lives rely on to track, to attack, to explode, or to kill you whenever they want and wherever you are. No matter you are in a school, in a hospital, in a kindergarten, in your home with your children, with your family, no matter. In the market, in a crowded place, in transportation, no matter. All what they need is to manufacture some products, putting the explosive materials in, and then to sell these products in your country. And voila, with a press on the button, mass killing of thousands of people. And this is not a joke. This is not a science fiction. This is not the World War III. This is what Israel has done in Lebanon for thousands of people for 2 days in a row. At the beginning, blowing up beggars, then in the second day, blowing up laptops, cell phones, TV screens, touching screens, car radios, and much more machines. Killing more than 15 people. A lot of people lost their eyes, their ears, their hands, some parts of their bodies because of the explosions. Can you imagine that you are working in the medical field, working on any other field that you prefer to hold a walkie-talkie or a bagger on your hand for communication, and then it's exploded and you lose your both eyes and your ear because Israel is allowed to mass kill people, and no one until now, no government, no country until now condemned what Israel has done in Lebanon. Starting a war, killing people. Israel until now is not holding any accountability. No one boycott Israel until now in the technology field, in the economic field. No one. If that happened, if blowing up about 4,000 people's cell phones and walkie-talkies and laptops, if that happened in any other city, like New York or any other place, it will be a terror attack that might be worse than the 11th of September. After that, the world will take care about the technology, manufacturing, about everything. But because it's happening for Arabs and by Israel, no one is talking about it enough. They're talking about it like something normal happened in a war, something legitimate. But governments are not moving toward holding Israel accountable for this.
Pretty frightening to suddenly learn that a foreign nation has the ability to hijack things like pagers and walkie-talkies and detonate a bomb within them remotely from anywhere in the world at any given moment. Just like everything else that Palestinians and other specifically Levantine Arabs have been teaching about over the last 11 months, this is also not new. In October of 1995, the Shin Bet, which is an Israeli intelligence agency, gave a cell phone to a man named Kamil Hamid. Kamil gave his cell phone to his nephew, Osama, who he knew would hang around a man named Yahya Ayyash. Yahya, for a number of reasons, was a target of Israel. According to the Shin Bet operatives who gave Kamil this phone, it was bugged so that they could spy on Yahya. What they did not tell him when they gave him this cell phone that was supposed to simply bug the conversations of Yahya was that it also contained 15 grams of RDX explosives. 3 months later, on January 5th of 1996, Yahya's father had called him on that cell phone that he had been using. And an Israeli plane flying overhead had picked up on their conversation, confirmed that Yahya was in fact the one using the phone after they sent it to an Israeli command post, and then detonated the phone. That killed him instantly. This was in 1996. So, two thoughts. One being the general reminder that Palestine is the testing ground for empire weaponry to be used on the rest of the world. And two is another reminder that Israel is trying to kill everyone. Everyone is a target. No one is safe. Not you, not me, no one. In 1996, Israel had the capability, the technological capability, of flying a plane overhead, picking up on a cell phone conversation that this man was having with his father, confirming through voice recognition that it was their target, and kill that target in 1996 with a bomb they planted in his cell phone 3 months prior. So if anyone can sit here and look me in the face and every other Arab in the face and tell us that what the media is reporting right now, in that Israel had a strategic military operation that they completed, that they didn't know that it would cause civilian casualties, is delusional, is living in a world inside their head that doesn't exist in the physical reality. If you can still tell us and believe that Israel and Israelis value human life and do all that they can to protect the sanctity of human life and protect civilian populations, or if you still have the audacity to question what Arabs are telling you happened and what we are telling you that the rogue state that is holding us all hostage is capable of doing, you are living in a world that does not exist. There is not, there never was, and there never will be a world in which Israel is the good guy. Ever. They want the entirety of the Levant, parts of Northern Africa, parts of Western Asia. They want all of it. And in order for them to take it, everything needs to be cleared out. And if what we have been watching in Gaza for the last year does not prove to you that Israel has no problem clearing out the region, you are living in a world in your head that does not exist in reality. I don't know if we're so desensitized as a society that people really aren't comprehending that things like the Black Mirror episodes that freaked you out when you watch them are actually real, are actually happening today. But this is coming to your backyard. All of us. It's coming to all of our backyards if we don't stop it. You should never be able to look at technology the same way again. I will never look at my phone the same way again.
Nobody's saying not to regulate your nervous system. We're just fucking tired of this nervous system supremacy. And listen, I'm all about regulating your nervous system. I'm a neuroscience student. I'm certified in mind-body integration. I'm obsessed. But it's the people that want to keep the fucking peace to the point where people just die in front of them and they're like, that's fine. Gotta protect my mental health, you know? Like, no, you fucking idiot. That's not the point. The point is to regulate your nervous system so you can take action that is very aligned and strategic. The point of all of this is to regulate your nervous system, take care of yourself, do self-care, all of the things so that you can fucking show up for other people. Because your hyper-individualistic wellness means nothing without collective wellness. You see what I'm saying here? This me shit is what is killing the fucking planet, bro. Regulate your nervous system, then go fucking do something about it.
Wow, it's 717. Whoever needs to hear that. It's cool. Just waiting for London to dry. And just thinking that that's a privilege that a lot of people don't have. And I know I get it. Like, a lot of you are like, oh, well, we can't help with that, right? Like, we can't help those people. Like, it's not our problem. That's all the way over there. And I don't know who's, like, it's the biggest lie. I think it's the biggest lie that has been normalized for so long. Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can. These genocide has shown you that it's our tax money that pays for this shit. They're using our money to do this. To get arms and stuff like that. The motive supposedly is to get more money, but I still don't understand how do they get more money by selling more arms, by killing more people, butchering children, women, and and just wonderful people too, though. That's just like, it pisses me off. Like these are the great, I don't know, it just sucks. And I'm sure the Congolese and Sudanese haven't met yet, but I would love to meet and see. It's just not everybody's sensitive. Spirit says fearless. Fearless. Be fearless. Wherever you are. Or whoever gets this message. I don't know. Just keep record and just glory be to God. Yeah, it's time. A lot of people is like, oh, how do you cope with this? How do you, like, it's hard to have hope, but I think you should have it. It's part of the medicine, right? Or the healing, and decolonization is very harsh. It's a harsh healing, so you're not alone, okay? That's all I can say. And for other people that watch me and you are trying to survive this, we're almost there. But God, I cannot repay or think about how to get back 76 years stolen of your lives, and then 400 of indigenous and black indigenous. They're the same thing, just change of pigmentation and environment. We scientists still trying to understand racism, because when you really are studying science, you understand that racism is useless. Negative energy that just degrades and dehumanizes other people just for them to make themselves feel better. So in a way, scientifically, narcissism can be not only passed down, but can also be taught, right? Apathy, right? Because that's what capitalism thrives, of apathy, right? This feels like a podcast or documentary. I don't know what the fuck. I'm just trying to understand, like, barbaric and, like, how deprived. It's already nighttime. The moon is really beautiful. Has a lot of clouds trying to cover her shine, but she's still shining. Hallelujah. What God created, nobody can destroy. Only God decides that. Anyways, hope the talk for today make you think, guys. And yes, we can look at stream media and correct some of the stuff, because it does matter. The words matter. And what they're doing is a form of dehumanization, and also like creating lack of empathy through words. Trash talk. Yeah, oh my God, that's what it says for real in this truck. Trash talk. Well, that's maybe someone thinks that you're talking trash, right? But for some of y'all, you're talking the truth, and it's pissing the hell out of a lot of people. Good. The light irritates their demons. What a blessing.
ran for governor of Massachusetts and you lost. You ran for secretary of the Commonwealth. You also lost. You ran against Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton and you lost that election as well. So I want to know what the pathway to victory is.
This is the framing of the empire, the oligarchy, white supremacy and colonialism, which wants you to feel that resistance is futile.
What you're not going to say is that I'm ever parodying anything at the hands of white supremacy.
But
it
they
is
say
amazing
that we are only running for president.
Of color as parodying talking points. One thing that AOC has done that you haven't is win some elections.
As a woman of color, we do not get free passes to support genocidal candidates and genocidal parties. Literally, your party is supporting colonialism and imperialism and murdering people of color. If you are supporting that and you don't think you're supporting white supremacy, I'm not really sure what you think white supremacy is. If you're going to defend the Democrats by saying that they won some elections, we really need to examine the problems with that argument. Does anyone remember Kamala Harris's 2020 run for president? She had such little support, she dropped out of the 2020 race in 2019. The only reason she's in this race right now with the humongous platform that she has is because it was handed to her on a silver platter. She has not even won a primary. In addition, she's proven time and time again that she doesn't care if her support for Israel costs her the presidency. If she was determined to actually serve the American people, she would listen to the American people that are telling her they want her administration to stop enabling mass murder. She doesn't care about serving the American people. She cares about serving herself, and that includes serving Israel. Also, in order to win these elections you're talking about, the Democrats take actions to stifle third parties, to keep them off the ballot, to cut their access to funding. For just one example, if you're a third party, you are required to collect and submit a certain number of signatures showing that people want you on the ballot. But in 2020, the Democrats were able to increase the number of signatures required from 15,000 to 45,000 in New York State. Why are you increasing the amount of signatures that much unless you are threatened by third parties? So when Democrats criticize third-party candidates and out in the open, they're saying, oh, look how unsuccessful these candidates are. Meanwhile, they have cut that person's legs out from under them. And then they are laughing at them and pointing at them saying, why can't you run as well as we can? But let's pretend for a second that it's an even level playing field. Democrats, can you please tell me, with all these wins you're so excited about, what have you accomplished for us? Other than pushing the party so far to the right that last week at the debate, it looked like two Republicans debating each other. Both pro-fracking, both pro-fossil fuels, both pro-war, both pro-genocide, both pro-Israel, both racist, both Islamophobic. The Democrats are excited about winning elections, but we women in our country, in terms of our reproductive rights, are in the worst place we have been since the 1970s. That's 50 years. So this, my friends, is where we start to understand why the mascot of the Democratic Party is a donkey. Because guess what? Those politicians that we've voted for and put our faith in for years and years are riding us like donkeys and dangling that carrot of women's reproductive rights right in front of our faces. And we always get one step closer, right? Just as the carrot moves one step away.